Hey guys, Jeff here, Dice Setters. I will be in Vegas this weekend, and they're having a slot tournament along with a costume party this weekend for Halloween. This week I want to sit there and talk about being upside down. I am in the car business. I work on cars. I own all my cars. I do not have a loan payment. I've not had a loan payment in a long time. And no, I'm not one of those that can sit there and pay my car off with one check. Can't do it. But there's nothing more frustrating when you see customers or when you have been upside down in your car payment. New trucks, $65,000. By the time you pay for it, 7 years, 8 years, whatever it might be, you're looking at having $1,000 invested in that truck that won't be worth $1,000. Guarantee you, won't be worth $1,000. And during that time, you'll be upside down. You will owe way more than what the vehicle's worth. There are a few cars that hold their value. There are a few cars that actually go up in value. Chevy Square Body is definitely one of those ones that do. They sell for 200,000 plus if the numbers match and they are whatever they say they are. They do hold their value. A vehicle is not an asset; it is a liability, and that's why it's so. I don't know. To me, it's so devastating when you hear horror stories of people and the cars that they bought and they're just pieces of crap, and how much money they owe on it. And you're like, that car's not even worth 10 grand, and you owe 30 grand, and now you need a new engine. In craps, you can be upside down as well. In fact, when you put your money down on the table, you're upside down. Now you might say, well, of course I won a lot the last time, but the first time you walk up that day at the craps table and put your money down, you will be upside down. And what we want to happen, so we can walk away a winner, is we want not to be upside down. Whatever we put our money on must win for us not to be upside down. And so there's an array of ways of doing that. You can sit there and put money on just one number, 6 or 8, and hope that the shooter, or if you're shooting, hits a 6 or 8, and now we're no longer upside down. But then most of us will sit there and put money back on the 6 or put money on the 8, whatever it might be, and again, you're upside down one more time. And again, you will not win until you correct the upside down condition that you have just put yourself in, much like a car that you paid too much money for. Being upside down does not make me happy. It's like I own my cars. There's no payment to them. And the cars I have right now, I would not sell. Even if I had a new engine or transmission in either one of them, wouldn't do it. I've seen stuff, you would not believe the stuff we see. The new cars that they're making today are not the same as the ones they were making 20 years ago. They are not. Guarantee. So how do we solve this problem? We bet low, and hopefully that we have a long roll, 20 some odd rolls, and then we are no longer upside down. Or we bet small, and hopefully they hit the 6, and then we can move it to the 8, and then we can move it to, however. But still, you keep on moving it around, you're still going to be upside down. Or you can sit there and put a lot of money on the table, something that will catch any number thrown except for 1, the 7. And then after so many rolls, you will no longer be upside down. You can take the majority of that money down, and then you can put the money wherever you want to and let the all tall small ride for you, because you're in control. You are the shooter, and you have been practicing, and you can sit there and hit at least one of those, the small or the tall. Why not? But think about that. Being upside down in a car payment or even a house payment. Say the house became flooded or damage to the house. It would be upside down. What you owe is not what it is worth. No one wants to do that. Same thing with the craps table. How do you win? Not being upside down. That's basic. How do you sit there and win on a car payment? You pay it off. And you sell it? No, you hang on to it. So we're going to talk about being upside down at the craps table. And I have come up with a solution. Mind you, the solution is different. And see what you guys think about that. It is called gambling for a reason, right? You gamble. Tell me what you guys think. If you don't do it the way I propose, of course, this is just for fun. How would you suggest get right side up at a craps game? You're in control, you're the shooter. If you don't do it the way I'm suggesting in the video, tell me in the comments. I want an easy 1-2 knockout. This is how we stop from being upside down, and this is how we start collecting money. We're all waiting for that long roll. And you know what? It's like the ship that never comes in. It most likely never happens. We will have a long roll. I guarantee you that. You will have a long roll somewhere in the craps game that you'll attend to this weekend or next weekend. And you'll see it come like a big wave, and you missed out. Because that guy to you didn't look like he could sit there and throw 3 times without hitting a 7. Well, you got to qualify your shooter. That's what Casino Tears says. I agree with that. I hate it when people don't even know you. They put out $500 on you. And you're like, dude, you don't even know me. You didn't qualify me. Why are you putting $500 on me? I see them do it on random shooters, and I'm just like, nope, not me. There are some random shooters that seem to be lucky, that seem to know what they're doing, and most of the time they win. You'd have to qualify them and say, okay, this guy's all right. Even though it's a random shot, he sat there and cleaned up the table. Play it carefully. That's all you can do. But if you do something different, or if you sit there and say, yeah, I don't agree with that, tell me in the comments. I'm all ears. And I respond to every single comment. Unless I don't understand it or don't see it, then I don't. But pretty much 99% of my comments I do respond to. Let me know. If you do something different, how many rolls does it take you to stop being upside down? And how do you do it? And if it's more than 7 rolls for you not to be upside down, you're in the iffy stage. Because again, the average person can roll 7 times. And if you hit the point, you're still rolling. The more times you hit the point, unless you are betting correctly, you might get further and further upside down. Think about that. Tell me in the comments. Here we go. Thanks, guys. All right, guys. Sitting at a $25 table, I have 30 bucks on the pass line, $5 for the dealers. I have a bonus for the dealers, 1-1-1. You could do 2-1-2. Bonus for me, tall, small, all, 5, 5, and 5. I have the world bet, so that if I roll a 2 or a 3 and I lose my pass line, these guys here will reset it up. $25 table. And I just, I want something that will catch and give us money for every throw. So quickly just do an iron cross. It is a $25 table. The sad thing is that we won't make much money on the 5, 6, and 8. So therefore, I'm doing a dice set that pretty much gives us 9, 10, 11, 12, 4, 3, and 2. And we're going to try to stay away from these guys right here. But if we do hit them, we want to get paid. That's for sure. So just a question. We're talking about being upside down. Just this right here. 30 on the pass, 30 on the bonus, $3 for the dealer, $15 world bet, and $5 for the pass line. That right there is $83. It's going to take us some hitting, just to overcome the $83 factor, not including that we have $110 more on the table than the 83. So how can we sit there and overcome this? How do we sit there and say, you know what, in 2 rolls, I want to be completely non-upside down. I want my 83 bucks here paid for, along with, I want to do something like this as well. Or you could pull the field bet, but it's the 9. It don't matter. But you want all of that paid for in 2 rolls. It can be done. We'll put this aside. This is what we want. We can do 185 on 5, 222 on 6 and 8, and we can do 125 on the field. I know what you guys are thinking. Man, that's some money right there. 5 hits, we still got to subtract the 125 away. We'll get 134, 134, 134. Field bet, just going to sit there and pay 125. 2 rolls. Once the point is established, once this guy is on, 2 rolls, doesn't matter where, as long as it's not the 7, we have this and our dream bet, which is right here, paid for. And then we can do what we want to. If you want to do 9, 8, 6, 5, if you want to do the iron cross, it doesn't matter. 2 rolls, and then we can take these down, put them in our chip tray, and put these guys back up, and we will be there. You're like, Jeff, there's no way I'm going to sit there and put $837 on the line for 2 times. The average roll is 7. Yes, I have done a 0.7. You point, and the next roll is a 7. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. That would be a loss of $837, which is pretty incredible. I agree with you. That is pretty substantial. There are other ways, of course. Let me show you the other ways. We can do 90 on the 5, 108 on the 6 and 8, and we can do 60 on the field. We roll a field number, 60 bucks. We roll a 5 after we subtract out our field. You're looking at 66 bucks for the 8, the 6, the 5. That will take us 4 rolls. After 4 rolls, we can sit there and go lower to what we want right here, 110 bucks. If we want to press it up when we make that number, we can. But just to sit there and pay for this, plus this guy, we need 4 rolls. At risk, you have $449. You all right, Jeff? Still can't afford that. 4 rolls. If I miss it one time, I'm going to lose a portion of that. Understand? There are other ways. We could do 45 on 5, 54 on 6 and 8. And we can do 30 bucks in the field. This would win 33. Of course, we have to subtract out our 30 bucks on the field. And if we get a field bet, it would just be 30 bucks. You'd have to do that 7 times without a 7. And of course, it'll be longer if you hit your point before you can pay for the 83 bucks here, plus what you want to do, 110 bucks across. But then you can do whatever you want to. You can press it up beneath that number, but everything will be pretty much paid for. 7 rolls. Or you can do that. Wait for the 8 to hit, and then you can sit there and put up a 6. Wait for either one of those. You can put up the 5, and then you can sit there and move to the field. I don't know how long that would take you, because you're not covering all the numbers. You still have holes everywhere. The question I ask would be, why do you play craps? Do you play craps only because it's fun? Or do you play craps because it's fun and you want to win money? You go, well, I'm a low roller. Well, it's still a $25 table. That would change. You could sit there and take off the 5 bucks. If you do roll a 7, you'd have enough money to cover your bonus. You don't want to do the bonus, that's fine. Don't want to do a rolled bet, that's fine. There's other ways to cover your $30 in case you hit a 2 and a 3. You don't have to sit there and play for the dealers. But how long will it take before you are not upside down by doing that? I thought long and hard, how is it I can sit there and go down on this? I can't. Bonus sure is fun. Hit at midnight on your come out roll. That's awesome. That's going to pay you some money. Hit a 7 by mistake. These guys reset. It's a rolled bet. Hit a 7 on your come out roll. They'll reset you and the dealer. So why do you play craps? If you lowball, which you can, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, you still have this money to contend for. And who's to sit there and say you're going to roll a 6 before a 7? Who's to say you're going to roll a 9 before a 7? You could hit all the numbers but what you have covered, and then you'll be even deeper in the hole. In the comments, sit there and tell me, why do you play craps? Do you play craps for fun? Or do you play craps because it's fun, interesting, way to make money? There's many answers. There's not a wrong answer. Let me know. Why do you play craps? And tell me, would you risk $837 for 2 rolls? Or would you risk $449 for 4 rolls? Or you're just going to play the 6 and 8, and hopefully the shooter hits the 6 and 8. If you're the shooter, you're going to have to hit the 6 and 8. I've sat there and avoided a 6. One time I had a tall, and my small was waiting on a 6. Believe that or not. I hit everything else. Could not hit a 6. Very, very frustrating. Tell me in the comments what you guys think. Would you be willing $837 for 2 rolls? Well, 3. You got to roll your point first. And then after that, 2 rolls. Hopefully you won't hit your point again, because then you'll have to do it all over again. as far as more rolls. But as long as you don't hit your point, 2 rolls after the point, it don't matter. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Tell me what you think. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Definitely that shows YouTube and throws that to other people that watch craps, and it will spread my channel. We're at 30 subscribers right now, which is, I think, the high water mark that we've ever been. These are casino tiered dice. These I unboxed. You already saw that. I have more of these. And I did get yellow. I thought I got purple, but of course I'm colorblind, so I guess I think those are yellow. They look to be yellow. Tell me what you guys think. Give me a like. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And I want to know. I don't ridicule people on the comments. Your reason for playing craps will be different than others. My reason for playing craps will be different than others. I love to sit there and do a 40 roll count. I love to sit there and hit the all tall small. I like treating the dealers because they'll get the small tall all as well as me. It's a blast. All the dealers at the casino I go to know me. Even if I'm not playing craps, they'll come up and say hi. They gotta take their break sometime, so they see me playing slots. And they'll sit there and say, hey, how you doing? They ask how everything's going. You say, well, that's because you're there all the time. No, it's because I care about my dealers. If you never tipped your dealers, they wouldn't know who you were. I guarantee you that. All right, guys, that's all I have.